welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. If this is your first time here, you're most welcome, and if you're coming back to watch another one of my videos, thank you. Today we're going to be doing a get ready with me. I have a graduation to go to later and I wanted to just sit down and do my makeup, and I decided to film it. So in this video I'm going to be using my favorite products that I've been using, or products I know that works for me. And some of these products I've been using since I started out with makeup, and then some of them I recently came across and fell in love with. So I'm going to be using quite a bit of products in this video, and I have quite a bit of stuff to do because I do take my time to do my makeup when I'm going out. So I'm going to try my best to not make this video extremely long, but I'm going to take my time and go through the products and show you guys how I get my makeup done. These are the products that I feel like work for my skin, not the only products, but some of the top products that I do love in my makeup collection that I feel like work for my skin. I do have oily combination skin, and now that it's getting a little bit warmer and coming to the spring and summertime, I do tend to be a lot oilier during this time of the year, so I do tend to use different products during this time of the year. So I'm going to be using those kind of products that combats oils and helps my skin and helps my makeup still looking good throughout the wear of my makeup. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the actual get ready with me so we don't spend too much time talking about the stuff. So before I do my actual makeup, I like to do my skincare routine. So I go in with a cleanser, a toner, then I move into a serum, and then I finish with a moisturizer. So now that my skin is all prepped and ready for the makeup application, I'm gonna go in and I'm going to start off with my lips. I'm gonna use a lip scrub, and this one is from e.l.f. and it's their brown sugar lip scrub. This is what it looks like. So yeah, I'm gonna use it to exfoliate my lips real quick. This is the Equate Beauty Rose Water Cleansing Towelette. I'm going to use this to remove the scrub. Now that I'm finished with that, I'm going to move into my lip oil, and my favorite lip oil to use is this one. It's from the Ulta Beauty brand, and it's their juice infused lip oil, and I have the shade or the flavor cranberry plus pomegranate. I really like this lip oil. It's really nice and glossy, and it feels really nice on the lips as well. Alright, so now we're gonna move into the brows. So for my brows, I do like to outline my brows with a pencil and then fill them in with a pomade, and I like using a micro brow pencil, and one of my favorite micro brow pencils to use is from NYX, and this is the NYX micro brow pencil, and this is in the shade Espresso. To fill in my brows, I like to go in with the e.l.f. brow pomade in the shade Espresso, and they work really well on the brows. I love how fine the pencil itself is. The product inside is fine, so it helps to give me very precise lines when I'm drawing my brows or when I'm outlining my brows, and this just helps to fill in my brows really nicely. The formula of this brow cream is really nice. It's very pigmented and it just glides onto the eyes or the brow hairs really easy. Now that my brows are filled in, I'm going to go ahead and clean them up, and I'm going to be using the NYX Full Coverage Concealer. This concealer is really nice. I just love the consistency of it, and the color that I have here is Nutmeg, and I really like this shade for cleaning up my brows. And I not only use it to clean up my brows, I also like to use it to prime my lids from time to time. So right now I'm just going to use it to clean up my brows today though. So to clean up my brows, I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm just going to dip it into the product. So to prime my skin today, I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer Primer. This is a mattifying primer and I like this. To help with my large pores, I like to use a mixture of a primer. So if I'm using a primer that's mattifying and it doesn't offer like pore filling benefits, I like to mix it with a primer that does offer me pore filling benefits. And this one right here is the Luminizer Primer from Dr. Brandt. I also like their regular Pores No More primer, but I don't have any more of that right now, so I'm going to be using this one. And this one is really nice as well. The only difference that I see with this one versus the regular one that they have is that this one kind of gives your skin a little bit of a luminous finish. Nothing too crazy. I've worn this primer on its own without any foundation, just put on my skin after I do my moisturizer, and it looks really nice. It doesn't add any hue or any like ashiness. It's just a really nice primer that complements, I feel, any skin tone very well. And this primer is really nice too to combat the oily skin. If you do have oily skin, it really does combat it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in first with the pore filling primer, and I'm going to use this in the areas that I have large pores. So I'm just going to go in with the Makeup Forever primer now, and I'm going to put this in my I'm going to put this in my T-zone area and on my nose. My nose is like my oiliest spot on my face. I'm going to go ahead and let it sit on the face for a bit while I move back to my eyes, and I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes. I always like to use either the MAC Paint Pot in Laying Low or this NYX concealer like I said, but today I'm going to be using this Anastasia concealer in the shade 3.75. I haven't used these in a while, and I used to always use them to prime my lids for makeup, so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to prime my lids for eyeshadow using these. And when I normally use these, I don't normally like set it down, so I'm going to take a brush, dip the brush directly in here. This concealer is extremely thick. Like, let me show you how thick it is. Like, it's thick. So it's like a very, very full coverage concealer. I had purchased this in hopes that I could use it under my eyes, and yeah, I don't like it under my eyes at all. It's just too thick and tacky for the under eyes, but I find that when I use it to prime my lids, I like it for that more. So that's pretty much what I use it for. So I do have a few eyeshadow palettes that I really love and enjoy using, and especially when I'm going to like a function like this, I don't really like to go for really colorful looks. So for eyeshadow today, I'm kind of deciding between a few palettes, because I do have a few palettes that I really enjoy using, and I love the pigmentation of the eyeshadows, and I feel like the quality of the eyeshadows blend really nicely. The first one I have here is the Urban Decay Born to Run eyeshadow palette. I really like this eyeshadow palette, and I keep it on my vanity pretty much all the time, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use it today, but I just wanted to mention it because it would definitely be a palette that I would use. The next palette I have here is the Soft Glam eyeshadow palette by Anastasia. This is one of my like all-time favorite eyeshadow palettes. I did a tutorial with this on my channel. I'll leave the link to each of these tutorials up in the cards so you guys can check them out if you want to see different looks with this palette. But I really like this eyeshadow palette, and I use it quite a bit off camera. It's pretty much my everyday go-to eyeshadow palette. I really love this shade right here. That's a very pretty shade. It's called Sultry. So I might be using this palette today, but another palette that I do enjoy using as well is this one from BH Cosmetics. This one is a little bit more affordable than these two. Both of these were running close to like $50 for one, but this one right here is a little bit more affordable. It's from BH Cosmetics, and it's their Studio Pro Ultimate Neutrals eyeshadow palette, and this is what it looks like. You get a ton more shades in here, but unlike the Urban Decay palette, you don't really have a lot of colors to play around with, but I feel like this is very nice to use whether or not it has colors in it. So I might be dipping into this and the Soft Glam eyeshadow palette. I don't know yet. I'm just gonna go ahead and start off and see. I'm kind of going for a very much neutral but glammed look. I should have cleaned my makeup brushes, but they're not clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my homemade brush switcher right here. All I did was just get a hairbrush from the dollar store, and this is a edge control container that I cleaned out and just splashed the sponge in, the hairbrush in, and it's working really well. So I'm just going to clean off this eyeshadow off of here. I'm going to go into the Soft Glam palette, and I'm going to take the shade Mulberry. This is nice warm brown right here, and I'm just going to start packing that onto the crease. I'm going to go into the BH Cosmetics palette, and with a more precise blending brush, I'm going to mix these two shades together, and I'm going to blend out the edges of this shade. And I'm going to take this dark brown. I'm going to use it on the outer V area of the eye. Alright, so for my lid space, I'm going to go ahead and I'm taking the shade Sultry. And I'm going to use a brush. I was using my finger, but because of my nails I can't get into the corners, so I'm just going to use a brush and tap that on. And I'm not using any spray or anything with this shade. And it's showing up great. This is like my favorite shimmer shade in this palette. I absolutely love this shade. So I'm going to go back into the darker shade. I'm just going to tap it in. That's what the eye is looking like right now. I'm going to go ahead and go and finish up this eye off camera real quick, and I'll be right back. This is where I'm going to stop with the blending for a bit, and we're going to move into my wing liner. I actually like the way this eye look turned out. I really like the more sultry, neutrally look that I have going on. Really like it, and I'm here for it. So this is the e.l.f. eye tapes. I tried them out the other day and I actually do like them. So I'm gonna use the e.l.f. gel liner. Yeah, it's in black. And that's what I'm gonna use for my brush today. I don't have like a top favorite gel liner. I do have a few of them that I like, but nothing that's, I think, outweighs the other ones. So I'm just gonna use this one because this is the one that was out. For mascara, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the Double Decker mascara. This is one of my favorite mascaras to use. So I'm going to just use that and prep my lashes for falsies. For my lashes today, I'm going to be using these Salon Perfect. This is a pack of 6 that I get at Walmart, and it serves me a good bit of time because I do reuse them. So that's the packaging it comes in, but I'm actually going to be using a pair that I have out already that I'm going to be reusing in this tutorial. So for my lash glue, I'm going to be using the Kiss adhesive. This is what it looks like. It's their clear one and it's the brush on one as well. This is now we're going to move into the face portion of the makeup. I'm going to be using a mixture of 2 different foundations today. They're both from the drugstore. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Matte and Poreless foundation in the shade 368. And I'm also going to be using the L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation in the shade Cocoa. And this is what they both look like. To blend out my foundation, I'm gonna go in with the Beauty Blender. This is the red one. I got this in a Tribe beauty box a few months ago and I really do like it. I normally use the Real Techniques beauty sponge. This is what it looks like, but from not using that one, I'm using this one from Shop Miss A. This is the $1 beauty sponge as well from their website. It's very soft. None of these really feel like the Beauty Blender does. The Beauty Blender is a lot softer, but I really like these, and it doesn't really matter either way which one of them I use. I feel like I still get the same result. It's just this one is the one that's clean right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and use this to blend out my makeup. I had dampened it before I started filming, but because it's been sitting down, it's gotten a little bit drier, so I'm gonna go ahead and spritz it with this rose water from Mario Badescu. Just gonna spritz my face too, just to help the foundation to blend out a little bit more better. Not that this foundation is hard to blend. And I'm just taking the bottom of the Beauty Blender and I'm just going to press the product into my face. I really like the way this mixture foundation looks on my skin. I love how it's just sitting. It just really looks really nice and healthy, and the skin like. So lately I have been loving using the Infallible Full Wear, the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear concealers. These are really nice. They're super full coverage. I've been loving them, and I think they're some of the best. This is one of the best concealers at the drugstore. It's quite affordable and it's really nice under the eyes. Some other concealers that I think at the drugstore that I really like and enjoy using, and I've been using before I started using these, I was using these non-stop. This is from Wet n Wild. It's the Photo Focus Concealer, and this one is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I like the way both of these mixed under the eye works, so that's what I'm going to use today. I'm going to use both of these under the eye. This one is a little bit more mattifying and gives a little bit more coverage, and this one, I say it's mattifying, but it's not as full coverage as this one, so both of them together kind of, you know, creates a nice blend. So I'm going to put this one that's obviously a little bit too light for me. I'm going to put it directly in the innermost part of my under eye. And then for the Maybelline one, I have in a darker shade. I'm going to use this one just on the outer parts of the concealer. Now I'm going to take my beauty blender and I'm going to go ahead and blend it out. See how nice and seamless that blends out? It's really nice. Alright, so I'm just going to turn around the bottom of the beauty sponge that I use with the foundation. I'm just going to go around the edges of the concealer and just help to soften it so that it blends seamlessly. Where the concealer stops and meets the foundation, it blends seamlessly there, and there's no like harshness or harsh lines on the face. You want everything to just seem seamless. So for contour, I'm going to be using the Black Opal foundation stick. I haven't really found any other stick or cream contour color that I like more than this one. Some products I've tried have been okay, but I feel like this is my favorite one. This is actually a foundation in a stick form, but I purchased the darkest shade, which is Ebony Brown, and I tried it for contour, and I've been using this for my contour for maybe a little over a year now, and it's just the most amazing thing. The foundation formula itself is really good. I'm gonna get an angled brush, and I'm going to tap my brush into the product, or rub my brush onto the product itself and apply it to the face that way. It's just a really nice color. It's not too cool and it's not too warm toned. It's just a nice color to contour with, and it works really well on my skin tone. So we're gonna move into setting the under eye, setting down the concealer now that I've cream contoured. And I have a few options of loose powders that I like to use to set the face. I think they work really well. This one is the Airspun powder. This one is really nice, and this is like $5 at Walmart or Walgreens. The only thing about it is that it has a very strong baby powder smell, so if you're sensitive to smell, then this probably is one that I wouldn't recommend for you. But if you're looking for a translucent powder that really doesn't pull very chalky on the skin and actually sets your makeup in place, then this is a nice one. It's a big packaging, and I can barely, I'm hitting halfway in the product, and I've had it for almost 2 years now. This one is from Maybelline, and I really love this one. I think this is like one of my holy grail. But this powder is so nice on the skin. I actually really like it. It's very finely milled, and it just sits really well on the skin. It's also a little bit tinted. This one is really nice for setting down the product. It gives a little bit of coverage, and it also just sits on the skin so beautifully, so I like this one as well. And then the last one I have here is the Pretty Vulgar loose powder. This one is really nice as well. Like, I recommend all of them. I feel like they work really well under flash photography, and they wear really well and keep your makeup in place. So yeah, I recommend all of them. But for today, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me powder. I'm going to take my beauty blender, and I'm going to take the side that barely has any product on there, and I'm just going to dip. What I did was I tapped off some of the powder into the lid, just going to dip into here, pick the product up on the sponge, and directly apply it under the eyes. And I'm not gonna bake, because even though I have oily skin, I noticed that when I do bake, I never really did bake anyways, but when I did try to bake, I noticed that it left my under eyes feeling very heavy and cakey, and it just didn't look very good. So I just pick up whatever powder I need on the beauty sponge and just press it into the face. Now I'm going to move on to setting the rest of the face. And to set the rest of the face, I like to use a pressed powder. So I'm going to use this one. It's broken though. It fell and it like completely shattered. I don't know if you guys can see that. But I'm going to use a brush. Just take a powder brush. I'm going to take this one that I got in BoxyCharm. So I'm just going to take a brush, and I'm just going to pick up the product and just press it into the rest of the face where I didn't where I wasn't able to set with the translucent powder everywhere else. I really like that powder. It's just a very lightweight powder, and it kind of gives the lightest bit of coverage. So the powder that I just used is from Black Radiance, and it's their Soft Focus finishing powder, and it's in the shade Milk Chocolate. I've used it on my channel before. It's actually one of my favorite powders from the drugstore to use as an all-over face powder. Another one that I really do like is this one from L'Oreal. It's the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable foundation powder. But because I wanted more of a lighter coverage, I went for the Black Radiance one today. Alright, so I'm going to move back to the eyes, and I'm going to go into the Soft Glam palette, and I'm going to take the first shade that I used, which was Mulberry, this shade right here. I'm going to take it on a small, like a shader brush, and I'm going to run it against the lower lash line. Taking a angled brush, I'm going to go into the darker brown shade, this darker brown shade right here, which I'm going to run it along right up against my waterline. To line my waterline, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Long Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Pencil in the shade Sleek Onyx, and I love this liner. It's super creamy and it stays in place all day. For my inner corners, I'm gonna take this shade right here. It's kind of like a rose. Oh, it's rose pink, yeah. So it's this rose pink shade right here from the Anastasia Soft Glam palette, and I'm just going to pop that on the inner corner of my eye. So for my lower lashes, I'm going to use the Mega Length Mascara from Wet n Wild. So everything is coming together nicely. The eyes are almost done. I need to pop on some brow bone highlight, but before going to highlighting, I'm going to bronze up the skin. And for bronzer, I'm going to be using the CoverGirl Queen bronzer. This is like my all-time favorite bronzer, hands down. And I'm going to take my favorite brush for bronzing. This is from a BH Cosmetics brush set. I think it's from their Carnival brush sets from a couple of years ago. It's the #1 brush set. Guys, BH Cosmetics has some of the most amazing brushes. Most of my brushes that I do have are from BH Cosmetics. They're just a very affordable makeup brand, so I tend to always, when I need to add new brushes to my collection, I go there because you can get a whole brush set from BH Cosmetics for like under $20, you know, and they always have sales going on. So yeah, this brush is really nice. It's just really large, and I like to take the bronzer and tap it onto the area first. I'm going to go ahead and contour, and my favorite contour to use is this one from the It's My Ray Ray palette. When it comes to highlighter, I do have a good bit of highlighters that I do really enjoy using. Today I'm going to be using this one from Wet n Wild. It's the Mega Glow highlighter in the shade, what's the shade? Oh, the shade is not on here. Yeah, then unfortunately I don't know what the name of this one is. So I'm going to take that same highlight shade and I'm going to pop it on the brow bone, on my highlighting shade up there. So the next thing that I do in my makeup routine is I apply blush, and I have two different blushes here that I really like. This one is from Black Radiance, and this is their baked blush in Toast Almond. This is what it looks like. It's a very nice like auburn type of blush, and it's kind of a satin finish. And then the next blushes that I like from the drugstore is this blush quad from e.l.f. This palette is really nice. It has a good range of shades in here, and what I normally do is I mix the shades together. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take this shade. I'm going to use both of these blushes. Alright, so I almost forgot to do this. I was supposed to do this once I was finished blending my lower lash line. I'm going to take this L'Oreal True Match Pressed Powder in the shade Soft Sable, and I'm just going to pick it up with this brush, and I'm going to use that to dust away under the eyes just to finish off the brows. I'm going to set them in place with a brow gel, and I'm going to use this one from Chilla. It's a clear brow gel. For lips today, I'm going to line my lips, and I'm going to use these two lip liners. This one is from NK, and it's in the shade Coffee, and this one is from Ruby Kisses, and it's in the shade Nude. And I'm going to use the coffee shade to outline. I'm going to use the coffee shade to outline my lips. And then I'm going to go in with the nude shade, and I'm going to fill in the lips. I'm going to top top that off with a gloss, and I'm going to use the Fenty Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow. All that's left to do now is to set the makeup into place, and for that I'm going to use this Catrice Prime and Fine setting spray. This is one of the most affordable setting sprays there is right now, and it's a very good setting spray. I really like it, and I'm almost out. Okay, so I'm going to use it to set my makeup in place. Alright, so that's it. Let me go ahead and finish getting dressed and I'll be back. So this is the final look that I came up with using a full face of makeup products that I would recommend. Most of the products that I used today were very affordable. You can find at the drugstore, whether it be Walmart, Walgreens, Ulta. There was a few stuff in there also from the more high end of the spectrum. But overall, I think it was a quite good mix between affordable and high-end makeup, and I think I got a very good result. I do like this look. It's really nice, and I didn't even notice that I was kind of matching my eye look with what I was planning on wearing today. But yeah, now I'm ready and we're pressing for time. We're always running late, so I'm gonna go ahead and quickly close out this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this get ready with me using all of these products. I hope you guys enjoyed the final look, and I hope you found some products in this video that you yourself would be able to go ahead and try out if you are interested in them. I'd really appreciate it if you went ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you guys know whenever I upload a video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.